Welcome into Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by NFL All Day. Madelyn Burke alongside the Super Bowl champion Victor Cruz, Super Bowl champion Amani Toomer. A Week 18 Giants-Eagles game that was more of a formality for a Giants team that had already clinched the 6th seed in the NFC playoff picture, but going out to the Philadelphia 22-16 falling to the Eagles in this game. A lot of good signs, though, for a team headed into the playoffs. Playing Davis Webb as the starting quarterback and resting a lot of their starters, still keeping into this game toward the end.
Yeah, keeping it competitive. It was good to see this team kind of come out knowing that the starters weren't going to be playing, knowing that a lot of their prominent guys weren't going to be on the field. So this defense is what really shocked me and what really kept me going throughout the course of this football game, keeping Jalen Hurts in check. Obviously, he wasn't at 100%, but still just trying to get the rust off of his shoulders. But we came and we answered the bell, and to be competitive with a team like Philadelphia at this juncture of the season, it says a lot about our football team.
Yeah, and also, you know, this is one of the things that you talk about when you look at this team. The depth has always been an issue, and now you see what the depth really is. You got a lot of people who have opportunities to play that didn't have an opportunity to play throughout the season. A lot of great, competitive game all the way down to the end. And it just was a pretty good overall performance and kind of a reward for some of the players who are going to be playing next week, getting a little time off to sit back on the sideline and just kind of relax.
Yeah, because 18 weeks into the season, nobody's healthy. But you mentioned keeping it competitive to the end. Kenny Golladay getting a touchdown catch, his first touchdown catch as a Giant coming in that fourth quarter, keeping this interesting right here. But Amani, one thing you pointed out while we were watching this game, you know, we saw a couple onside kicks, we saw a fake punt. The Giants were kind of throwing everything out of the kitchen cupboard with what they were putting on tape in today's game. Why is that? Yeah,
because what you want to do is you want to put as many different looks on tape so that when the team that you're going to be playing next week, which is going to be the Minnesota Vikings, when they're looking at the Giants, trying to figure out how to stop what they're doing, what the Giants are going to do, they have a lot more options. They have a lot more. They have to watch onside kicks. They have to watch throwbacks. They have to watch all kinds of things, and it's going to take away time from what the Giants really actually want to do.
Yeah, taking time from practice to work on that and all that kind of stuff. When you're going through in this playoff competition, right, you've got your eyes set on, as Amani said, the Minnesota Vikings are going to be that 3-6 matchup right now. When you're locked in on that and you're focusing on this other team, that's how this goes, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think you kind of focus on, you kind of treat it like a late preseason game almost. Yeah. You want to put everything out there. You want to kind of see where you're at as a holistic football team. Like we said, a lot of that B team was out there, a lot of those younger guys trying to get that opportunity to see if they can play, to see that depth that the Giants have at the rest of their positions. And you want to give that other team the full gamut. You want them to prepare for onside kicks, prepare for fake punts, fake field goals. You want to give them everything at the kitchen sink so that when you do prepare, they're also preparing for all of those things and not really preparing for the things you're actually going to execute come next weekend.
Now, looking at the way that this game went down, I think the defense, once again, a strength of the Giants. You know, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, a lot of the key pieces of this Giants defense were healthy scratches today. We're sitting out because of, as we mentioned, keeping this team fresh for the postseason. But it didn't seem to matter, and the defense, I think, was the area in which it seemed to make the least impact, right? This defense was making noise. We saw 3 different sacks on the day, really kind of showing the pressure once again.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me, takeaway-wise, was the secondary. I mean, they were aggressive. They were fighting for the ball. A.J. Brown made a ton of plays in the game, as we knew he would, but there were some plays where they were attacking the football, attacking those passing lanes, getting past deflections. A couple big play opportunities were squandered away by our secondary, so that was the biggest thing. We know up front our Hogs are going to get to that quarterback, make it tough for them, but on the back end is where I wanted to see the most improvement today from our secondary, and they were really out there aggressive, and they proved a point today, in my opinion.
Absolutely, especially shorthanded. They were playing some backups and all that stuff. So I think Wink Martindale did a great job in disguising a lot of things, making Jalen Hurts look a little uncomfortable. I know he hasn't been back, getting an opportunity to play for the first time. They're going to have the bye week, so Jalen's going to be playing. So Jalen, we want to get him out there to show what he can do. But I just feel like I like the competitive nature, and it's really consistent going into the playoffs. A consistent effort throughout the entire season. It's just good to see a Giant team not taking their foot off the gas. Even when they take some of their players out, the standard for which they compete always stays the same.
Absolutely.
And that standard staying the same going into the postseason, of course. And you want to go into this postseason with some momentum, with some chemistry. Our Paul Dottino is on the field with Landon Collins talking about how he feels the chemistry is going into the postseason. Let's send it down.
Oh, major. Every step, every game, every time we get on the field together, every practice, we are gaining some kind of knowledge, some kind of key to be better as a team, as a whole, and to make that run.
It's now determined you're going to play Minnesota next week in the first round in Minnesota. How do you feel about that, given you just played them and had a 61-yard field goal beat you 2 weeks ago?
We got a bad bug in our stomach about that game, but we're very excited about that game and ready to go back there and have a great game.
If there's one thing about that game that you remember that you think you might be able to use, what would it be?
I can't tell you that.
Andy Collins, thank you. You ran the ball hard today as a team, 130 yards. Getting the running games going is something you're going to need in the playoffs. You got to feel good about it.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I mean, we're just going to keep doing our job every day. Every opportunity we get, we're going to take advantage.
What about the grit of this team and the character of this team as you step up into the postseason?
I mean, we're ready. I mean, this is what we practice for, so I don't expect nothing less.
You guys played Minnesota a couple of weeks ago. 61-yard field goal beat you. You're going to get Minnesota next week. How do you feel about the rematch?
I mean, honestly, I feel like our guys are ready. I mean, I can't really say too much about Minnesota, but we're going in there with some grit, like you said. We're ready to go.
I'm sure special teams will be a big part of it, too.
Oh, my gosh, yes. We got to come ready. We got to come ready to compete. Last game, we gave up a block punt. We can't do that this game. We got to go hard and fight to the end.
Gary Brightwell, thanks for your time. Congratulations.
No, thank you. Appreciate it.
Boy, that Paul Dottino moves fast between interviews. That sound from Landon Collins and Gary Brightwell brought to you by Ford as we take a look at Brightwell's numbers today. And an increased workload, 11 rushes, 60 yards, a long of 25. He also added 1 reception for 3 yards as well. Gary Brightwell making an impact. Both these guys that Paul spoke to, as well as this entire team, really eager to get back on the field after that Minnesota game that ended on the boot of a 61-yard record-setting field goal. The fact that they've got a chance to get back out there, turn it around, and play this team again in a postseason game, that's pretty special.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one for our team. It kind of reminds me of our run back in 2011 when we played the Niners kind of earlier in the season and then got to play them again, obviously, in the division championship game. And boy, were we salivating, were we ready for that one, because we knew that we gave one up early in the season. We knew that we played as hard as we can. We did everything we needed to do necessary to win. We just didn't have the ball at the end, and that's exactly what the Giants are feeling right now. So the fact that they get to avenge that loss and go into Minnesota and play well, healthy, Saquon, and all of our weapons at our disposal, that's what we want as a football team. And they got to be licking their chops, got to be ready to go for this one. I mean, there's no excuses.
Yeah, the fact that it's hard to beat a team twice, especially beat a team twice in close succession. And the fact that the Giants were so competitive up there, they know what it sounds like, they know what the locker room, they know how to get from the locker room to the stadium, get to the field. It's one of these things where the familiarity will allow you to be a little bit more comfortable than the first time up there, and knowing that you can compete with this team, and that team up in Minnesota had that 61-yard field goal. That's going to eat at people, and it's hard to beat the same team twice.
That it is, and that team will be right on deck next weekend. The date and time TBD, but you know the matchup. We're going to get into that and much more, but first, guests of our post-game show received gift certificates to Ben & Jack's, located on 44th Street in Manhattan. From the celebrated porterhouse to finer seafood, Ben & Jack's will surpass your expectations of what a steakhouse should be. Much more to come here on Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by NFL All Day. Coach Dable after the break.
What if you could own a moment? A moment when everything is on the line. I know the moment I'd want. Sunday, January 16th, the playoffs. We couldn't miss. That's a moment I'd like to own forever. Now, you can too. Own the moments that matter. NFL All Day.
You're not going to let a little weather slow you down. With a Ford SUV, you've got the capability to power through the elements. From the Edge with intelligent all-wheel drive, to the Explorer with a terrain management system, to the Bronco Sport with GOAT modes. Whatever the forecast brings, you'll have the confidence you need to take the season by storm. Take immediate delivery of a winter-ready Ford Explorer, now with 0% financing for 36 months. View more offers at buyfordnow.com.
Progress. It can be fast. It can be slow. It can be disruptive. But one thing it can't be is stopped. While progress might seem inevitable, breakthroughs come from supercharging it, delivering business outcomes at scale, fulfilling aspirations with compassion, innovating responsibly. Whether it's day-to-day success or transformational gains, we supercharge progress to change the game.
The future is threatened by enemies often unseen and unexpected. In the midst of an uncertain and evolving world, the need for Marines to defeat these shifting threats is critical, because the need to ensure stability for our nation has never been greater. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
What's going on, everybody? It's going down Monday. Betcast, Bucks, Knicks, only on MSG Networks. Lock in with us, you already know.
Wins are hard to come by in this league. We got a scrappy bunch.
The fans certainly did their part.
They absolutely did.
Coach, let's get into some plays.
You try to coach that the best you can. But remember, it's still about our preparation and our process.
The 18-week regular season is in the books, and the Giants are looking ahead to the playoffs. Yes, they will be facing the Minnesota Vikings in the wild card round. Date and time TBD. And next weekend, Giants-Vikings, a rematch of the Week 16 loss in Minnesota. The Giants have been eagerly awaiting the opportunity to avenge that one. And that was quite a game, guys. We remember that one. It was tied at 24 with 2 minutes left. Ends on a 61-yard field goal to win the game. Just a record-setting field goal by 5 yards for the franchise, for the kicker, all of it. When a game ends that way, that closely, of course you're going to remember that. But how rare is it that 3-4 weeks later you have an opportunity to face the same team again, as we were talking about?
Yeah, it was very rare in the NFL. The way that the scheduling is this year, they're doing that. They're trying to stack the division games back-to-back, which makes them more competitive down the road. It's kind of like how Washington, we played them 2 weeks after a time, and we ended up doing pretty well after that one. So I just feel like, when you look at this team and you look at the stats of the game that happened, one thing that is Justin Jefferson is a guy that we're going to have to really keep an eye on. For him to have 12 catches, 133 yards, and a touchdown, that was a guy who really broke the game open for the Minnesota Vikings. If you can try to contain him a little bit, make somebody else beat you, then I think that will change the whole tenor of the game.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And it's very rare that you get to play a team in this close proximity. Obviously, we did that with Washington, like Amani mentioned. But I think this game is going to be continued upon just continuing to make those plays. I mean, you look at Daniel Jones, he threw for over 300 yards. We outrushed him. We had more passing yards than them. And we did things in that football game that were very, very impressive, but we just didn't come away with the victory.
Yeah, 334 yards on 30 of 42 attempts with a touchdown and an interception, adding 34 yards on the ground as well. But, I mean, the not just the yardage, but the accuracy as well. I mean, that's 71.5%. That 300 yards and 70% or greater is hard to do in this league.
I mean, the guy absolutely balled out. I mean, what else could you ask for from Daniel Jones? He actually played at his best. We had 126 rushing yards. I mean, every facet of the game on offense, we played to the best of our ability. We just didn't have the ball at the end to have an opportunity to win the football game. That's literally the only place we faltered.
And the block punt. The block punt is really, in the statistics, when you have a punt blocked or a special team, a big play, turnover, make the short field, if you take that away, that makes the game even more swing to the Giants' favor. So this is a game that I feel like the Giants match up very well. Yeah. I feel like the Giants have a lot of confidence going into. It's the first time in the playoffs for a long time. And I'm going to be really excited to see how this whole thing turns out, especially, when you got Galladay making a play for the first time all year, first touchdown as a Giant.
Good to see.
It's very good to see. And hopefully he can continue that and keep that momentum going and help some of the young guys like Isaiah Hodgins, and
Richie James.
Richie James. Like, there's a lot of receivers that are really starting to bubble. And I think a lot of that has to do with what you guys were talking about earlier, the play of Daniel Jones.
Exactly. Right. And I'll tell you one thing. Defensively, on the other side of the football, if we can get to Kirk Cousins, if we can get in his face, make it difficult for him to throw the football, have him operate in somewhat of a phone booth, we'll have a very good opportunity to win this football game.
Absolutely, and Vikings have given up 47 sacks on the season as well. Don't forget that one. But, you know, Daniel Jones, we talked about how great he was the last time these two teams played. Of course, Daniel Jones getting the rest in Week 18 against Philly. Saquon Barkley also getting the rest right here. Take a look at his numbers, though, when these two teams played last. He had 84 yards on the ground, added 49 yards in the air. He had a rushing touchdown as well. Great game for Saquon Barkley as well against this Minnesota Vikings defense. Vikings 31st in total defense, 31st in scoring defense, and 31st in passing defense as well. It's a strong matchup for the Giants, who are looking to get their first playoff win in 6-7 years.
Yeah, I mean, I really like it when I see Saquon getting the ball in multifaceted. I would love to see him on returns, but I know he's too valuable for that. But because I just remember him from Penn State,
yeah, of course,
when he was just do it all back. Of course, you know, they didn't play 18 games, but you know, I just really like the fact that he's a very diverse back. You can keep him in first, second, third down, and when he gets going, it's really a sight to be seen. But going back to Daniel Jones, I mean, this is going to be his first playoff opportunity, and we're going to learn a lot about Daniel Jones, because playing in the regular season is completely different from playing in the postseason, because of the fact that in the postseason, the analysis and how teams really look at what you do as a player and try to take away your best things. Sometimes they can expose you, and other times they can show everybody really how good of a player you can really be. So he should look at this as an opportunity to put his best foot forward and put a real stamp on this season, and take this team to the next round.
Yeah. What I love about our football team is that if you look at us schematically, especially offensively, what benefits us in the playoffs is running the football, right? If you can control the clock, control the pace of the football game, run the football efficiently with both Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, that's the recipe for success in the postseason. I don't care how many years of football there's been, all these teams that throw the ball around. If you can run the football and have success, that's how you control the game, and that's how you essentially put yourself in position to win the game at the end.
I mean, every offense doing little tricks and trinkets and trying to get crafty with it, but getting down to the basics and running the dang ball that's the key right there.
It's a simple game.
Right? Simplicity is key, ladies and gents. All right, we've got much more to come here on Giants Postgame Live. But first, Giants fans, make sure to enter for a chance to win the ultimate Giants playoff package presented by Pepsi Zero Sugar, including game tickets to the Giants Wild Card playoff game, hotel and airfare, courtesy of Big Blue Travel. Open to residents of New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut 21 and up. Enter at giants.com/VIP to win.
It's said we make 35,000 decisions a day. That's a lot to keep track of. But with the right insights from citizens, the money decisions feel easier.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 brand in dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Kia, movement that inspires.
Every day, nearly 2 million customers across New Jersey rely on PSE&G to provide natural gas. And every day, PSE&G is committed to doing it safely. That includes making sure you know what to do if you smell gas. A natural gas leak smells like rotten eggs. If you suspect a gas leak, leave your home immediately. Get far away, then call 911. Remember, smell, leave, call. Protect the ones you love. Learn more at pseg.com/gas safety.
Did you check out? I am Puss in Boots. The legend will never die. I'm on my last life.
What happened to your other 8 lives?
Watch. Does this have shellfish in it?
Yes, sir.
Kitty, I need your help.
Whenever I team up with you, things go wrong.
Trust me.
You gotta trust him. Look at those eyes. You call that cute? With the paws. Am I doing it? You're gonna give yourself a hernia.
Puss in Boots.
I am a general. You are still a child.
I want to fight for my king.
To be a warrior, you must kill your teeth.
The Woman King is certified fresh with an audience score of 99%.
You are special. Show me you are worthy.
This is who I am.
Behold, the bravest of the brave, the Woman King. The Woman King.
Time now for our scoring drive of the game, brought to you by HCL Tech, supercharging progress, the official digital transformation partner of the New York Giants. For our scoring drive of the game, we bring you to this play right here. 10 plays, 59 yards, took 4 minutes and 46 seconds off the clock, capped by a 14-yard rushing touchdown by Davis Webb. The Giants would go for 2, would not convert, but Davis Webb getting his first career rushing touchdown as a starting NFL quarterback. Welcome back to Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by NFL All Day. The Giants went down to Philadelphia to cap their Week 18 season with a loss to the Eagles that sent it down to Brian Dable at the podium.
How's everybody doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. Tough game, 60-minute game. Came down to a few plays, give Philly credit, but thought our guys competed all the way to the end, and it was a tough game.
Not an easy game to prepare for because you want to obviously keep you guys healthy, but still want to be competitive. But just talk about the overall, when you guys just continue to hang in there, and make runs at them when you have the ability to do so.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the NFL, so the guys you have on your team, you have confidence in. I certainly have confidence in all the guys that we have. It's, you're not playing walk-ons and things like that. You're playing people that earn the right to be on a team and compete and play. So, so whoever we have out there, I have confidence in. They all know what to do. Thought they played a very competitive game. There's a few things, obviously, we could have done a little bit better. Tried a few plays to get us going there on the fake field goal and the onside kick, just to try to generate some offense, which we were stalling a little bit there for the first, half plus a little bit. So, tough, competitive, smart guys that we value on our roster.
You decided to start Davis, obviously, instead of Tyrod. What were you thinking into that?
Yeah, we just thought that was best for our team.
What'd you think of Davis?
I thought he made some good plays, and, I thought some plays we obviously could have done better, but I thought he competed for 60 minutes and, gave us a chance at the end.
What was your thought process behind resting, not just even your top players, really almost all your starters?
Yeah. No, I understand the question. I'll leave those conversations that we have in-house. But, some of those guys have played a lot of football, so we gave some other guys some opportunities.
Did anyone stand out in particular? Some of the other guys that got more playing time?
Yeah, I mean, our defense stood out. They had to score one touchdown. They held them to field goals on some short fields. I thought everybody out there competed. I'm not going to single out any individual. I just thought they all competed right to the end, and ended up being a one-score game there. Tried to get an onside kick, but just came up a little bit short.
You get another shot at the Vikings now. Did you leave that Christmas Eve thinking, hey, we're good enough to beat that team, and do you like the fact you're going to get them again so quick?
Yeah, I mean, when you play a team close all the way to the end, usually the team that makes a few more plays wins the game, and they did. So, all our preparation will be geared towards that team. They're a fantastic team, well coached, and we're going to have to do a good week of preparation.
What do you think about getting matched up with the Vikings in general?
That's the playoffs. Whatever the seeds are. So we'll prepare as hard as we can to go play a really good football team in a hostile environment.
Do you think the way you guys played there a month ago gives your guys, a lot of them who have never played in the playoffs, more confidence that they can go there, play another good game?
I think you'd have to ask them. I think that, every week's a new week in the NFL. We have obviously division games, play teams twice, and usually in the playoffs, if you're playing good teams, you probably get a crack at them twice too. We're need our best week of preparation.
Does it give you more confidence?
More confidence.
The fact that you can go in there and win knowing what you already saw?
Yeah, I just know that I got to do a great job of doing my job. The coach has got to do a great job of preparing. Each week's a different week, and this week will be a different week than it was the last time we played them. Just like Washington was different, just like the Philly game, they're all different. So we're just going to control the things we can control, which is our preparation and our practice, and we'll figure out when we're going to play them here. I'm assuming after this game tonight.
This game put a bow on the regular season. What would you say about your team through these 17 games? I know you care you're going to prepare for next week, but regular season's the first step.
I'd say we did enough to get to the postseason. So in terms of the evaluation of all that, that'll be another time and place. But I was proud of our guys, the way they competed today. And, unfortunately, you came up short. You want to win every game. And, results weren't there. But all the process and the preparation, like it's been all year, has been good. So we're going to need our best this week.
Brian, you've coached a lot in the postseason in your career as an assistant. How have those experiences gotten you ready for your own play?
I don't know. They're all a little bit different. The first one was 21 years ago, and the last one was, an unbelievable game last year at Kansas City. So, and all in between. There's about 30 of them. So, each experience is different. I think you can definitely learn. Absolutely, you can learn things just like you do in the regular season, but how it goes for that particular game that you're getting ready to play really doesn't have much bearing at all. You got to play well, you got to coach well. It's a one-game season. It's what it's at.
Brian, the last time you saw the Eagles back up at your place was a day where everyone said you just didn't measure up. If it was a measuring stick, you didn't measure up. You guys came here today, given the circumstances of who you played. Do you feel as though your team showed that you were ready to compete today, regardless of who was out on the field against a team that is now the number one seed in this bracket?
Yeah, look, we try to do the best job we can every time we play. Again, I've said it plenty of times, the results aren't always what we want, but how we competed, how we prepared, I give those guys in our locker room a lot of credit. They work extremely hard. They're smart, tough, dependable. And, we came up short, though. So we gotta go back home, take these buses home, get in the training room, get in the meeting rooms, and have our best week of preparation.
Take another one or two.
How did you feel when Belton made the interception?
I'm sorry?
When Belton made the interception earlier?
When he made it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say, how did I feel?
Yeah, did it change the game?
Yeah, it was great. I thought he had a chance for another one, too. We're kind of zip by him, but you're proud of all your guys, Belton, who's, hasn't played a bunch but is playing, and we have a lot of confidence in. Kenny made a great play there at the end in the end zone, doesn't play a bunch, but when he had an opportunity tonight, he made a big play for us. So you need everybody on your roster at this time of the year, whether that's for 5 plays, 60 plays, practice, look team. Everybody is important in the organization, and, certainly it starts with the players.
People talk about momentum. Do you think the guys that didn't play today, or really your frontline players, gained momentum off of an effort like this today?
Well, I just know they were doing exactly what they needed to do when they were out there with their teammates. They were encouraging them. They were looking at the pictures. They were into the game. And again, you only have a certain amount of players on your roster to compete each week, so you make decisions and actives, so to speak. And we sat down, Joe and I, and talked to some coaches, assistant coaches, and thought this was the best thing for us. And look, our team is, I think we have an identity that, we just try to compete. That's what we try to do, and whoever's out there, we have confidence in.
Okay. All right, locker room's open.
That sound from head coach Brian Dable, brought to you by Ford. Dable, of course, wearing his Love for DeMar #3 shirt. DeMar Hamlin, who is making incredible progress at the UC Medical Center in Cincinnati. And Dable, of course, spent much time with him in his time in Buffalo as well. Love to see the support that is going on around the league for this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, DeMar Hamlin, anyone that's paid attention to football this past week has been just heartbroken from what we saw on the field a few short days ago. But to see the positivity, to see him obviously talking again, being with his family, flexing, you know, showing that positive emotion, showing that he's actually alert and there and able to speak and be coherent. It's just a beautiful thing. It rejuvenates the energy around this game that could be so volatile and so detrimental to our bodies.
Yeah, and it really shows how the football community comes together.
Correct.
You know, and that's what sports is ultimately about. People bringing people together to cheer for something, you know, bigger than them. And when he, you know, when his unfortunate incident happened, you know, it was very scary for everybody. And now to see everybody come together and to see the support throughout the league, people that don't even know him personally, and to hear his story about his Chasing M's foundation, and it's just a great story. And hopefully it'll, you know, have a fairy tale ending. But for this, up to this point, it's been great.
Love the positive impact that this has had, especially with the moments of applause for DeMar Hamlin leading into each of the games in Week 18 so far. We've got much more to come on the show. We'll hear from Kenny Golladay, Saquon Barkley, and more. But first, Giants fans, check out the Coach Dable Show presented by Stop and Shop. We'll look back on today's game and look ahead at next week's playoff matchup. It's the Coach Dable Show, airing every week on MSG Networks and the Giants social platforms.
New Jersey homeowners and renters, you may be eligible to receive up to $1,500 through the New Jersey Anchor Property Tax Relief Program. Apply today. The deadline is January 31st. Visit anchor.nj.gov.
$200 instantly. Just for betting $5. DraftKings, listen to me. You listen good. I appreciate you for recognizing how valuable my time is. But instantly, stop. You're not going to make me sweat a little bit? Feel some extra bumps in my chest while the game is going on? Oh, look, wait a minute. There's my $200. That was fast.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet just $5 to get 200 in free bets instantly. Action so good, why bet NFL anywhere else?
Touchdown. Nah, interception.
Comfort is for every room in your home and everyone. When you take steps to improve your energy efficiency, you can enjoy all your favorite spaces just a little bit more. A home energy assessment is a great place to start. PSC&G offers expert advice to identify energy-saving opportunities in every room, and we'll help you pick the home energy assessment that's right for you. That's relaxation just the way you like it. Brought to you by PSC&G.
Mercedes-Benz is turning electric completely on its head, bringing legendary design and state-of-the-art technology to a fully electric SUV. The all-new, all-electric EQB from Mercedes-Benz. See your dealer for exceptional offers on Mercedes-Benz electric vehicles.
New Jersey homeowners and renters, you may be eligible to receive up to $1,500 through the New Jersey Anchor Property Tax Relief Program. Apply today. The deadline is January 31st. Visit anchor.nj.gov.
For Imprint, this is Lisa. Hi, I'd like 50 welcome wows and 300 customer I love it.
Promotional products from 4imprint are certain to deliver ooh yes.
Wow. I love it.
Find some wow now at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
RWJ Barnabas Health has a passion for heart health with the most comprehensive services, including the state's largest adult and pediatric cardiac surgery programs, a heart transplant program that's top 10 nationally, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. RWJ Barnabas Health.
What should we do?
I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need.
Giants fans ready to to take repping your team to the next level? NFL All Day is the ultimate new way to showcase your Giants fandom. Built for the digital world, collect your favorite moments from stars like Saquon Barkley and use them to compete for epic fan prizes. Try it out today on NFLAllDay.com. Welcome back to Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by NFL All Day. The Giants wrapped up their season with a loss in Philadelphia, but not for naught, the Giants are headed to the playoffs next week to face the Vikings. But let's send it down to the link where Kenny Golladay is talking about finding the end zone in Week 18.
Webb just gave me a shot, definitely appreciate it. Long time coming. It felt good, especially felt good, also make a play for Webb. I think this was his first start, so, it felt good, for him to get a touchdown.
I'm not being a jerk when I ask this. Did you keep the ball?
No, I didn't score enough. I don't keep the balls that much no more.
Was it gratifying in a way? I mean, it's been, like you said, a long time coming. And it wasn't just a rare touchdown. It was an acrobatic circus.
I mean, let's just put it this way. Like, I wasn't surprised. Like I said, it felt good to finally get that first touchdown. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. It felt good to get it.
Kenny, your teammates seemed happy, really happy for you. Did you feel that as you went to the sideline and interacted?
Yeah, and that just made me more appreciative, really, that those guys got hyped for me. Even though we were, losing the game, that means a lot.
What has the last 8 weeks or so been like for you?
It is what it is. I was just, happy I was able to go out there and make a play.
You're a guy.
That sound from Kenny Golladay, brought to you by Ford, as we take a look at his numbers today. 2 receptions, 30 yards, 15-yard average. With that touchdown, though, that he was all smiles talking about, saying, you know what, he knew it was coming eventually. You got to stay patient with that. Got in the end zone. It was a tough catch as well. It was a contested catch, but Kenny Golladay, I know we have seen in his career many times him being able to make that catch. So it's good to see him doing it in a Giants uniform, Beck.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing we knew about him coming into the Giants and becoming a Giant, was his ability to make the contested catch, right? His ability to be strong at the point of the ball, going up to get it, or doing whatever he needed to do to come down with that football. And that's what we saw today. And the biggest thing that kind of comes out or sticks out to me with Golladay is professionalism. He could have easily tanked it. He could have easily said, Coach, I'm not playing in this game. I'm a guy making X amount of money. I'm a guy that's supposed to be doing this all year long, and you want me to play in this somewhat meaningless game? But he went out there and performed, didn't pout, didn't cry, and went out there and got himself a touchdown. And now looking at himself with more confidence, understanding that he can play in this league and ready for whatever happens in the postseason.
Yeah, he can play on this team. I mean, he had success in Detroit, but success in Detroit doesn't really help the Giants in his current team. But the fact that he is another weapon that is going to be able to contribute, if needed be, in the playoffs, I think that really helps. And I think I've been through a situation where you go through a long drought not having touchdown, and to get that first touchdown, I know how good that feels. And I'm really happy for him, because the fact that, it becomes mental after a while. And the fact that you get that off your shoulders and now you're going into playoffs. And I just felt like this was a really good tune-up game, not only for him, but there's a lot of other guys that got an opportunity to play and played well and contributed, and now they're bona fide options moving forward in the playoffs.
I'll be surprised if we see a couple Golladay packages next week.
Exactly.
A couple special things with him to get the football, get the ball in his hands, see what happens, a couple deep shots.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah,
I mean, because it's kind of like in the NBA, right? You see shooters shoot, but you're on a cold stretch, whatever. You need to see the ball go through the hoop a couple of times, then you kind of let it fly a little bit. Having that touchdown, getting that grab, and getting in that end zone, getting that monkey off your back a little bit, kind of frees you up a little bit to get him coming a little bit more, right?
Yeah, for sure. That freedom comes through now, and you kind of feel like you got that monkey off your back, like you said, and now you feel propelled to help this team. How can you, do more? He wants to do more. I'm sure he wanted to do all year, but now he's got some confidence going into next week.
Yeah, he's been a healthy scratch sometimes. Yeah. Now this is an option. Maybe just put him in, give him a package in the red zone to give him some opportunities to make those contested catches, which he's famous for. So I just think that this is, I think things are working in the right direction for this team, and it's very exciting to be playing in the playoffs, to be watching competitive football, to be watching football that means anything this time of year. So it's, you know, for a Giants fan, you got to be very happy.
We need
exactly.
all the ammo.
All the ammo.
See everybody
all hands on deck.
Just let
They need
it
us to come back too. Should we go back?
Let's go.
Maybe
Hey,
you,
these two, right? We can get some salsa and Haiti 1 on the Pittsburgh out here. All right, we've got much more to come here on Giants Postgame Live. Stay with us, but first, the New York Giants official mobile app is your destination for all things New York Giants. The updated mobile app includes the best Giants highlights, news, videos, photos, and podcasts available for free for Apple and Android phones and tablets. Stay with us. Much more to come here on Giants Postgame Live after this.
What if you could own a moment? A moment when everything is on the line. I know the moment I'd want. Sunday, January 16th, the playoffs. We couldn't miss. That's a moment I'd like to own forever. Now, you can too. Own the moments that matter. NFL all day.
What are you doing here?
I've got this feeling we'll meet again.
Kia, movement that inspires.
It's said we make 35,000 decisions a day. That's a lot to keep track of. But with the right insights from citizens, the money decisions feel easier.
We believe there's an innovator in all of us. That's why we build technology that makes it possible for every business and every person to come to the table and do more incredible things.
A couple years ago on Halloween, I decided to throw it on because, you know, everybody's in costume anyway.
So this is the suit?
I wore it to that one game, and then I wore it to every game since. Everybody gets so excited when they see it. I always wear the suit at the Garden. This is tradition.
Rangers fans, level up with MSG Go. Enjoy live games, live stats, and chances to win prizes from anywhere. Download it for free today. MSG Go, presented by Verizon.
Welcome back to Giants Postgame Live. Davis Webb warming up out in Philadelphia before the Giants' Week 18 game. Webb getting his first career NFL start against the Eagles. The Giants would fall 22-16 in a game that was more of a formality than anything. Let's send it down to the podium.
Very exciting. I want to thank all the O-linemen and Marcus, KG, Cager, Gary, Matt. It was a lot of fun playing with those guys, and Darius came in a couple plays. I appreciate that. You know, we battled, and they're a really good team. Number one seed in the NFC, and we took them 4 quarters. And I wish myself first and the offense second got off to a better start, but I mean, that second half was really fun, and that's something I'll never forget.
What's about trucking a guy up the goal line? I mean, was it just basically like you waited 5 years? Was it basically like nothing stopping you?
Spot on. I slid the first draw, and they kind of collapsed on me pretty quick, and we called something similar, and I think it was 3rd and 8 or something like that, and there were some predetermined decisions there, like you got to get in or get it close. So when it was that opportunity, just anticipated and executed.
What do you think? What was it like whenever they told you that you were going to start? After the road you've been through, they could have started Tyrod to give you this chance. I imagine this is kind of why you came here.
Yeah, you know, very thankful for that opportunity to Joe and Dave's. You know, I think Tyrod and Daniel, I'm thankful for them too. They supported me all week and helped a lot on the sideline with Shea and Mike, and you know, it was a battle. I mean, they're a really good team, but I didn't play good enough for us to win early in the game.
That sound from Davis Webb brought to you by Ford as we take a look at his numbers against the Eagles. 23 of 40 completions, 2 attempts, 168 yards and a touchdown. He ran it in for a touchdown as well. 41 yards he added on the ground. Davis Webb, of course, a journey with the Giants. He was drafted by this team back in 2017, journeyed around the NFL, spent some time in Buffalo, brought back to this roster earlier this year, has been a key part in the quarterback's room for Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor. But getting the start today, Amani, for him, you know, how much of a hat tip was that? Thanks for what you've done this season as well.
It's very much a hat tip, and also 40 attempts. I mean, that shows they have a lot of confidence in you. Takes care of the football, no interceptions, no turnovers. That's a viable NFL quarterback, you know, and he's very honest with himself, saying that he wasn't didn't play well enough early, which is kind of to be expected when you're coming off the bench and in your first career start. But he did get it together towards the end. I really enjoyed the way he ran over the defender to get the touchdown. You gotta love when your quarterback runs somebody over. And I was kind of impressed with the way he kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest thing you hear about Davis Webb is just how cerebral he is, right? He's a smart guy. He understands the game. Obviously, in the first half, he's just trying to shake some of that rust off, right? Like any one of us that haven't played all year, those first half or those first couple possessions, you got to shake some of that rust off and get things going. But when he did, he made some really smart plays with the football. Obviously, ran the dude over to get in the end zone and threw up a nice play, a nice deep ball to Galladay to get in the end zone towards the end of the game there. And look, at the end of the day, when you're asking your backup quarterback to do is to put yourself in contention to have a chance to win the game at the end. And that's exactly what he did. Didn't come away with the victory, but I think he shouldn't hang his head too low.
Absolutely. In a Week 18 game that was more of a formality for the Giants and an Eagles team that needed to win to secure the 1 seed, the Giants fall 22-16. We're in this largely in part due to this defense. Let's send it down to the locker room now where Paul Dottino is with Xavier McKinney.
You know, you're going to play the Minnesota Vikings in the playoff next week. You guys just played them recently. I know you were not in that game, but what do you think about the matchup?
It's going to be fun. It's going to be competitive. They got a good team. We got a good team. And, you know, we're going to be excited to get to play them.
What could you tell about that game from watching it on the sideline about your team's chances?
You know, I think going into every game, obviously, I think our chances are really good. I thought we played really well that game. You know, some things we could have cleaned up, some opportunities that we missed in that game, and some calls kind of went their way. But I thought we played really good, so we definitely feel good going back into this game and playing them again. But we just got to make sure we're prepared throughout the week.
Even though you did not end the season on a winning streak, do you feel in a lot of ways this team has played its best ball in the past month?
Yeah, I think so for sure. You know, we had some rough patches, but that happens through a season. But I think we've definitely been playing some pretty good ball these last, you know, however many games it's been, and we're just going to continue to keep building and you know, keep working to keep playing to the way we're playing right now.
Thanks, X. Good luck.
Yep.
That sound from Xavier McKinney brought to you by Ford. Let's take a look at his season stats. Of course, 9 games played, missed 5 games due to those broken fingers he suffered during the bye. But 29 tackles, 18 assisted, 45 combined. Solid numbers for a man, and not a lot of these plays that he's made. It's all shown up on the stat sheet, too. Xavier McKinney, of course, wearing the green dot for the first part of the season as well. Great impact player on the Giants secondary. All right, the Giants looking ahead to next week's wild card matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. Date and time to be determined. First playoff game for the Giants in some time. Make sure to tune in. We'll be back with more after this.
$200 instantly. Just for betting $5. DraftKings, listen to me. You listen good. I appreciate you for recognizing how valuable my time is. But instantly, stop. You're not going to make me sweat a little bit? Feel some extra bumps in my chest while the game is going on? Oh, look, wait a minute. There's my $200. That was fast.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet just $5 to get 200 in free bets instantly. Action so good, why bet NFL anywhere else?
Touchdown. Nah, interception.
There will always be bumps in the road. But we got guts, America. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way.
Right now, take immediate delivery of a 2023 Ford F-150 with 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash.
Progress. It can be fast. It can be slow. It can be disruptive. But one thing it can't be is stopped. While progress might seem inevitable, breakthroughs come from supercharging it. Delivering business outcomes at scale. Fulfilling aspirations with compassion. Innovating responsibly. Whether it's day-to-day success or transformational gains, we supercharge progress to change the game.
When was the last time you had this much fun driving? Follow your adventures in an exciting new Honda. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Attention accident victims. Have you had neck or back surgery or been told you need it? If so, call 1-800-X-JUDGE to hire a law firm experienced in handling multi-million-dollar neck and back surgery cases. Your case may be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. You need a law firm experienced in handling multi-million-dollar accident cases. So if you've been involved in any type of accident and had neck or back surgery, call 1-800-X-JUDGE now.
Fans, check out the Eli Manning Show presented by Panini Prism Trading Cards. All you have to do is subscribe to the Giants YouTube channel to catch all of the new episodes. It's the Eli Manning Show every Thursday on the Giants YouTube page. Welcome back to Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by NFL All Day. Madelyn Burke, Victor Cruz, and Amani Toomer recapping the Giants' Week 18. They fell to the Eagles, but that doesn't matter because they are still going to the playoffs in the 6th seed. The Eagles are locked in the 1 seed in the NFC, and a lot of the starters got the rest today. Daniel Jones didn't play, Saquon Barkley didn't play, but you know that Saquon is going to be a pivotal part of this Giants postseason run, because as we've seen so far this season, as Saquon goes, oftentimes this Giants team goes, Vic.
Yeah, just a Pro Bowl performance by him, obviously, and good to see, obviously, coming off injury, proving that he's the workhorse, proving that he can handle the workload of a full season. I know that was important for him, is getting through this season fully healthy, proving that he's the guy. And now, look, we're in the tournament now.
And he's got a career high in rushing yards. Got to point that one out as well,
let's be clear.
12.
This is the most since his rookie year. So it's been good to see him out there, good to see him leading this football team. And him being out there just gives us all hope. You know what I mean? Him, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, that receiving core, they need to be able to come together, put good drives together, be efficient with the football, not turn it over. And if they're able to run the ball, control the clock, which we have a stud at running back that can do all those things, as well as catch the ball out the backfield and in the slot, wherever they put him, we have a great chance at beating this Minnesota team that just beat us by a record-breaking 61-yard field goal. Like, I know I feel good about my chances in this upcoming game against the Vikings next week, and I know that team in that locker room has to feel good too.
Yeah, one of the reasons why the Giants have had such a successful season is because they limited turnovers and they didn't beat themselves. But when they went up to Minnesota last time, they had 2 turnovers and a blocked punt. Both of those things are something, and still only lost by a last-second 61-yard field goal like we've been talking about. So I feel like if the Giants, play a little more close to the vest, cut down on those turnovers, there's a much better opportunity for the Giants to go up there and compete, and not only compete, but to win and advance to the next round of the playoffs.
Right, absolutely, because the key is a clean game, right? If you don't shoot yourself in the foot, if you don't have those, do your own errors, then, you know, it opens it up for a lot more. All right, we've got much more to come as we continue to recap this one and look ahead to the postseason, but the Giants' official connected TV streaming app, Giants TV, brings original video content and game highlights on demand and direct to Big Blue fans. Giants TV is free on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire TV, and in the Giants mobile app.
By the time this Giants fan is finished drinking his Pepsi, you'll be 15 seconds closer to game time. Giants watching. Better with Pepsi.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 brand in dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Kia, movement that inspires.
Comfort is for every room in your home and everyone. When you take steps to improve your energy efficiency, you can enjoy all your favorite spaces just a little bit more. A home energy assessment is a great place to start. PSCNG offers expert advice to identify energy-saving opportunities in every room, and we'll help you pick the home energy assessment that's right for you. That's relaxation just the way you like it. Brought to you by PSCNG.
We believe there's an innovator in all of us. That's why we build technology that makes it possible for every business and every person to come to the table and do more incredible things.
By the time this Giants fan is finished drinking his Pepsi, you'll be 15 seconds closer to game time. Giants watching. Better with Pepsi.
Garden of Dreams, take 1.
Where would any of us be without support? Thankfully, kids from the Garden of Dreams Foundation will never have to know. The Garden of Dreams Foundation encourages amazing young people to achieve their highest potential. And with your help, we can continue to support them so that their biggest dreams become reality.
And cut.
How was that?
That was perfect.
It was a fun game to watch.
So much momentum coming into this game. The Giants were feeling it, and a spirited performance by the defense.
They played every single quarter.
They ran the ball well today. They're able to control that clock.
Down the left sideline to the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown, Giants! Saquon Barkley.
What a final play, but also what a game, what a win.
It's not because they have great pieces individually. It's how they work well together.
Welcome back. The Giants are in the playoffs. The Giants will face the Vikings in the 3-6 matchup in the wild card weekend with the date and time to be determined. But of course, make sure to follow along with Giants social media, keeping you up to date with all the latest info leading up to the Giants postseason game against the Minnesota Vikings. A great matchup. Again, we've been talking about it all show. A team that we just saw a few weeks ago, and a team that the Giants and Vikings really went down to the wire, tied at 24 with 2 minutes left to go. And if it wasn't for Greg Joseph's career-long, record-breaking 61-yard field goal, I mean, the Giants were in it. This is going to be a great game, a great first-round playoff matchup. I think this is the team, if you're a Giants fan, you were hoping to see, Amani.
Absolutely, because the matchup is great, you know, between the two. And Daniel Jones had one of his best games, you know, with 340 yards. Our offense had one of their best games with 445 yards. Something you don't normally say about the Giants offense, but, you know, I think if there's any team that the Giants are going to be successful against, they've showed they have been successful, they match up well against, this is going to be it.
Listen, we got a lot of film on them. We got a lot to look at, a lot to digest. If you're the New York Giants right now, you got to be able to look at this team holistically, start to understand not only where we went wrong, but now to understand how to combat where we went wrong, how to right those wrongs, and then how do we combat this football team. And first order of business has to be getting to Kirk Cousins. Got to get to him, got to apply pressure to the quarterback, and then if we can run the ball, control time of possession, only good things can come from those two things, for sure.
Vikings have given up 47 sacks on the season. A lot of conversation around rest versus rust, right? But these guys are going to be rested going into this game. As a player, what does that do for you having fresh legs?
I mean, it's everything. You know, you're missing that week, but you're still in it. You're not really completely out of that groove. I'm sure Daboll's making sure that they're practicing and staying in that groove. But on game day, to get that rest and be fresh going into a fresh week for the playoffs, you're excited.
Yeah.
All you need to know is it's the playoffs, and everybody's going to be watching. Everybody's going to be watching.
Ready.
Giants, Vikings, wild card weekend. Make sure to tune into the Giants social media channels. All of them will keep you up to date. For Amani Toomer, for Victor Cruz, I'm Madelyn Burke. What did I miss? I don't know. See you next week.
How you doing?
Hi.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you, Mr. RJ.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, gotta tell you, big fan.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, so I'm here with Mr. RJ Barrett. Mr. Barrett, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing